Let's do another question here from the Yeah Revolution over on Twitter. What motivated you to turn heel and join the NWO? Had you always wanted to play a heel character, or is it something you decided to do simply because it would make the storyline more intriguing?
It was two things. It was a necessity because I couldn't, not that I couldn't, I didn't want to have one person within the NWO who is an active member, working member, in-ring member of the NWO also taking the role as the spokesperson, right? Because then it becomes about them. Can't help it. They're the center of attention if they're the spokesperson. It kind of creates, I don't know, static electricity creatively amongst the talent. So you got to be, it's just something you got to pay attention to and be aware of and spend a lot of time thinking about so that doesn't start shifting storylines on you without you intending it to do so. So I thought, okay, we need a spokesperson. Ugh, who's that going to be? And then in my head, just thinking of ideas, it was like, wait a minute. One of the biggest questions everybody had at the time, at least the one that resonated with me, is how does all this shit actually, how do these people get away with all backstage and showing up and walking through the crowd? I mean, doesn't WCW have security? Isn't anybody backstage to stop this thing? What the hell? So there was a lack of logic in the story from the get-go. Now you could explain it one week or maybe random weeks when we could creatively come up with ways to catch people off guard. But week after week after week, multiple times a night, it's like, what the hell? So, okay, we've got to fix that logic hole. It's a big black hole. Good ideas was falling into it. We're falling into it. So all this was kind of bouncing around inside my skull at the same time. And it was like, wait a minute. Here's how we explain it. I'm not a wrestler. I'm the president of the company. Who better to orchestrate a takeover from within than the head of the guy within? Logical. Pretty creative. I mean, you got to take a leap of faith to think you could actually do that. But at least it was plausible enough to suffice as a premise for a story or an angle in this case. So I made sense. And then I realized how much fun it is. And I didn't go into it because I was motivated to get on camera as a heel, which was part of the original question. That wasn't it. I was ready to get off camera completely early on because I wanted my focus and my intention and my energy and my subconscious to be focused on creative and the production side of things. That's where my head was. But I also did a little double duty behind the desk as a play-by-play guy. And when this solution basically revealed itself, I went, yeah, I'll be all right. So that was the process.
We should do another question here from James Dean. He says, if you had a do-over, what would have been the solution to staying profitable from 99 and 2001? Now we've fielded questions like this a variety of different ways, but I am wondering, like, if you could have made one massive change, like something that was outside of the Turner organization, like we've mentioned before, the what if of the NBC opportunity, or like if there was some other change, some other, hey, this almost happened, that could have happened. It was there a series of events that could have led to anything, or was the die cast at that point, no matter what we did?
The premeditated murder had been agreed upon.
Yeah.
Way before this. And look, I understand the question and appreciate it. I love answering this or focusing on this because there's so much. For the last 20 years or more, 25 years, there has been this false narrative jammed into the internet wrestling community and all the dirt sheet readers and consumers that from 99 to whatever, WCW lost this vast amount of money. Folks, you've been lied to by people who are either complete frauds and con artists or just so incredibly lazy and ignorant. Either way, that narrative has been debunked, folks, with receipts. And I encourage you to read Guy Evans' book, Beyond Nitro. The receipts are in the book.
Yes.
Along with interviews from corporate executives outside of WCW and a part of the Turner organization who were in charge of said receipts. So you can listen to the dirt sheet internet wrestling community, low-hanging, low credibility to no credibility garbage, or you can read a book. I encourage you to read a book, because for me to answer that question or try to say, well, if we would have done this, then this would have happened, and then maybe things would have been different, you have to ignore the facts. The facts are we were making money. We weren't losing the amount of money that we were reported by the dirt sheets to be losing. Receipts are in the book, by the way, Beyond Nitro. That wasn't the case. It was not a financial issue for WCW. It was an internal decision by executives who orchestrated a financial dump of liabilities onto WCW's books to obfuscate their own and better position themselves with the pending corporate merger. But that's kind of hard for people to absorb unless you're really interested. So most people just go, oh, what did this asshole say? Oh, well, that must be what it is because it's in print. He gives 5-star matches to people that deserve it. So
I love it. OPW Chris says, hindsight being 2020, and man, this is an interesting question. Had the WWF contacted you about a job after your dismissal from WCW in 99, would you have considered joining your rival? Now, we know ultimately you did this years later, but in 99, when you were sent home, were you legally available at that point to go to the WWF? Was that even possible, Eric?
No, I still had 2.5 years left on my contract.
Okay.
I was on September 10th in 1999 at about 10:05 in the morning in Harvey Schiller's office at 1 CNN Center on the 15th floor. I was 14, he was 15. I sat in Harvey's office and got let go. That initiated a legal term within my contract called pay or play. Once a pay or play provision, at least in my contract, the way it was written, once it was executed and Turner said, oh, we're going to pay you to stay home for the next 2.5 years. You can't undo it. It's a bullet that leaves the barrel and you can't put that bullet back in the barrel. And I knew that at 10:25 when I walked out of Harvey's office. So it wasn't like, oh, I'll show them. Conversely, had I gotten a phone call at 10:45 a.m., 20 minutes after walking out of Harvey's office, I would have gotten really excited about it because, wow, man, what a screw you that would have been. But I knew I couldn't have even entertained it because I was under contract and they weren't going to let me go. They made damn sure it was clear to me that they were not letting me go. They explained pay or play to me in the meeting. So there would have been no opportunity, but it made me feel good.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to savewithconrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at savewithconrad.com. Shoot me an email at conrad@savewithconrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at savewithconrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at savewithconrad.com.